I mean, this is honestly the first time Stella's been able to record
Yeah.
either. So,
I haven't been able to get on since semifinals, and I was like, you know what? Like I know the first person I want to have on is Tayah. Like that's it. Like I want to have Tayah on first person. Doesn't matter when or how, but like I want Tayah on to be the first person. And little did we know it was gonna be the last.
This is my time. I'm on the rise. Can't hold me down. I'm too fly. This is my time. Ready to shine. Brighter than all of the lights. 'Cause when it's game time, seconds away and the game's on the line. There ain't no doubt in my mind. Beating the buzzer like this is my time. This is my moment. You better bet that I'm on it. Ready and set, I'ma own it. Blast it to 10, then keep going.
Hey guys, welcome to the Be Stellar podcast. My name's Stella Atwood. I'm your host. You got mom producer over there. It's Meredith Atwood. And today's guest is Tayah Bebzuck Marom.
and mom.
And mom.
Leela.
We got mom. We got mom too.
We got two moms.
Two moms on here. So let's start with kind of what have you been doing this summer, Tayah? What you been doing?
Whew, what have I been doing this summer? I've been doing a lot of lifting because I'm going to India in August for the Commonwealth Championship. So a lot of lifting. And then I've been hanging out with friends and family a little bit. My grandma came down for a little bit. Yeah, so not too much, but
Still training a lot.
still training a lot. That's still most of my day is like 2 sessions at the gym and stuff. So not much has changed, but
I
yeah.
saw that. Did you see Marley?
Did I see Marley? No, I
Yeah.
didn't get to see Marley, but oh,
She was
I
here.
saw Marley came here, but I went to see Isabella and Trenna in Saskatoon. Yes, that was so much fun. I had so much fun. They're so great.
Yes. So where should we start with this? Should we start at the Open and kind of what happened this season?
I think
How
that's
was the Open for you? How was the workouts?
okay. Oh, you're gonna get okay. The Open was good. So Marley came out here for the Open actually.
Hmm.
And it was super fun. All the workouts went well. Open workouts usually I'm not like historically known for like winning or anything because they're very like generalized, but like they went good. I was kind of like where I needed to be, like no surprises. There's no quarterfinals this year. Also, Open was like really loose stuff. Like you didn't need to judge as long as you did an affiliate. Like really no rules. So
Yeah.
um, no quarterfinals. So we went straight to semifinals. Should I start the story now? Is this like appropriate?
Yeah.
Should I add some music?
Yes.
Dun, dun,
Dramatic
dun,
music.
dun,
The
dun, 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 dun.
stop music.
You guys are lucky that like we waited so long to speak about this because I think finally now I'm like, hey, in the past, but like,
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was part of it. Like, I
Mhm.
mean, we wanted to give you a space to talk about it, but yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, this is honestly the first time Stella's been able to record
Yeah.
either. So,
I haven't been able to get on since semifinals, and I was like, you know what? Like I know the first person I want to have on is Tayah. Like that's it. Like I want to have Tayah on first person. Doesn't matter when or how, but like I want Tayah on to be the first person. And little did we know it was gonna be the last.
no spoiler alerts. You already did. Okay.
yes,
It's okay. Just kidding.
I'm very honored. Okay, so for semifinals, there were all these new rules put into place, like this year, that we got to know like a few months out maybe, and that was like that you needed two judges, one head judge, one floor judge. Is that like the only? Oh, you have to do all the workouts as an affiliate, and you have to record all your workouts. I think that's pretty much the main rules. There was also like a voting process that was new that for the public viewing, but that didn't really matter as much. So my gym is not an affiliate. We're unaffiliated, and the only affiliates we have are all within like hour drives from us, different directions. So there's one gym I know really well, because I've been there a few times before, that we asked if we could drop in, because they have a few other semifinal athletes. And like kind of I wanted to meet for coffee or like see what with that, and they're like, no, like we got you covered. Like it's very easy. Like we have like 4 judges coming out here. It's totally fine. Like all our athletes are like here, like just come in, you're fine. Like you can pay a fee or something to drop in, but like you're completely fine. Like it's gonna be great. I was like, oh, okay, like sick. So I came the first day, and there were like 2 judges. I had judge and a floor judge. I was like, great. I asked them both their names, made sure they both had all their like verifications they needed. It was great. We're so tedious with the video stuff, it took like an hour and a half, 2 hours to set up every camera, make sure you could like see everything, I had like 2 other people who weren't even the judges also counting my reps, make sure we didn't miss a rep, and like I'm very like a mover who's like, I don't know, in a pull-up, it will look like a chest bar.
I mean, I watched all your videos. Like, there was not a single rep that wasn't good.
Yes, I am very like a methodical mover. Like I will never like it's ass to grass. It's like I don't play games with the reps. And after that day I went home and I put like the names into like that app thing, right? That they had. And the 2 judges on the first day verified. They were good. The next day I go back, there's a new judge who's helping because one of the other judges couldn't be there. I asked, do you have everything? They're like, yep, got all my verifications. They're like, yes. So I get into the day there. I go home, and he doesn't.
No, you checked it before.
I checked it before. Okay, you're right. No, that's a lie. A week beforehand, when he sent me the list of like the 4 judges who were going to be there, I checked all of their names, and yes, that's what happened. I checked all of their names, and they all came up verified except one. One was verified, missing one. And I told the owner, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'll talk to him. He'll get it in right away." So maybe miscommunication on our part. I don't know. And then, or their part.
Which one was missing, Tayah? The advanced judges course?
Advanced judges course. So they did their judges course, the one that costed like, I don't know, $10. They did their level 1, that's like $1,000, and their $5 like advanced judges course, that's about like in-person competition, they missed.
Right. So that's what was required. A level 1 CrossFit cert, a judges course, and then the advanced judges course.
And they were actually level 2.
They were a level 2 judge.
Level 2, no.
CrossFit.
CrossFit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so that's a good point. So a week before seeing all the stuff, I put all of them in the directory, whatever. Then the first day I had put those 2 names in the directory to like double check. The second day I don't think I did that because I asked them, I'm like, oh, do you have your courses? He's like, yes. And it was the guy who I like checked before, and I was like, oh, like, did you do that course? You're like missing him all 3 courses, like all the whatever. He's like, yes. He's like, I did all of them. Rob talked to me. I did all the courses I need to. Yes. So later we found, I didn't know. Okay, I continued with my semifinal days. The third day, I had finished all the workouts, but I redid 2 of them. Like the lunges one, I wasn't happy with my lunge lockout, and I thought I could get a better score. And there was like one thing I did wrong with the dumbbell. Did that one again. I repeated a row jerk one. We got like the judges to come back for an extra day. Like, yeah, did all that. And then the window review closed. Put all my videos in like way before time. And then I'd say like, I don't know, 3 days later, I got an email from CrossFit saying that like, blah, blah, blah judge is missing their advanced judges course. We don't know what this will mean. The leaderboard review closes in like 5 days or something. Or like 4 days. Like it was very like open, the very first email I got. And I was like, what? And then like 2 hours later, because I was coaching, I didn't even see that email. And then 2 hours later when I finished coaching, there was another email, and it was like all videos with blah blah judge are gonna be given a 0. And then my coach at the time, they looked online and they were like I called them, I was panicking, I was crying, I was like, oh my god, like this is like the end of the world, like I don't know what to do, like and they were like, oh, don't worry, like I just saw a post and it said that like all the people who, because this is the first time with all these new rules, anyone with a judge level 1 that was expired or not timed well, whatever, like we're going to give an exception just this first year. We're not going to do it for the elites or their teams, but like we're going to give an exception. Like we know this is a new process, and these are some of the judges' mistakes. So we want to be flexible for the athletes. And I was like, oh my god, okay, like, oh, we're good. Like hopefully, like I think that's like my umbrella. Like I think I'm going to be okay. I was still very stressed, but I was like, okay, like there's hope. Like it's probably going to be okay. During that time, though, I also contacted the affiliate owner, and And then, like, it took a while to get back to me, but it seemed like there was some miscommunication and the judge didn't quite understand. They thought they were, like, the normal judges, the course that they did, like, also covered the advanced judges course. So, like, they thought they had all three, and that's what they're like, yes, I have all three, I'm set. So obviously, like, I don't know, no one's to blame, but, like, there's just, like, some pieces that didn't go together. And then, yeah, so we waited more, and then, I don't know, a day later, maybe, I can't remember the timeline, I got an email. I know, I emailed them back and was like, hey, I saw this thing that, like, my coach sent me, this post. Does this apply to me? Like, I have a judge who, like, messed up a little bit on their, like, they only don't have a advanced judges course. They have everything else. My other judge who was in that workout have everything else. The same judge has, like, a CrossFit level 2. I have, like, a few people in the back you could ask, and I have the videos. They're all posted on time. Like, you could watch any of them. Like, give me penalties for movements. Like, yeah, whatever. Like, just watch the video. Like, you can give me a new score, but whatever. And they're like, no, like, your case is different. Yours isn't a level 1, yours is an advanced judges course, and for the advanced judges course, the videos are given automatic 0. We will not be reviewing them. And I was like, oh, like, so many more breakdowns followed, but we basically did everything we could. You know, I messaged people, and I had, like, one of my friends, she posted videos with music sounds that got taken off YouTube, and the video didn't actually get uploaded to the site. They sent her a new link to upload them to the site a day later. I had a friend who was missing a CrossFit level 1 course. They were at Mayhem. I had a few friends from Mayhem who, like, their judges, like, didn't have a CrossFit level 1 course, but because it was, like, sent from somewhere, they walked all their videos because it was their mess up, and the CrossFit wanted to cover their ass. Yeah, so many little things. So I was like, just first thing was, like, this is not fair. And I was, like, pretty bummed about it at first, but there were, like, some other people who were out, and I was like, okay, maybe they're, like, just gonna keep, like, everyone out. Like, maybe it's just, like, for this special thing with CrossFit level 1. But then, like, every other person, like, got moved up. Like, 2 days later, it's like every other person was, like, at the top of the leaderboard again, and I was still down. And I was like, whoa, this is not fair.
And where were you, Tayah, going in before the scores were adjusted?
I
You were in
think I was
12?
like 12 with, like, an 150-point buffer. Like, I would have had to, like, get, like, I don't know, penalties on every single one of my workouts to move down.
Like, you were firmly in the top 30.
Yes.
And firmly in the top 12.
Firmly, like, one of the fittest teens on earth. Like,
With videos to prove it.
with great reps. Like, I don't.
Well, that's, like, the thing, too, is that, I mean, everyone who, like, qualified to the games obviously deserves to be there, and I'm very happy for them. I'm happy for all my friends. But, like, because if you look at my videos, you can see that I deserve to be there, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they gave you, like, a certain number of workouts with certain weight and certain reps, and you did them. You did them well. You did them with good reps, with good videos. You deserve to be there, and you're not. And it's not fair.
And I think the hardest part with this whole process is anytime there's new standards created, there's going to be difficulty enforcing them. There's going to be confusion. What happened here was an uneven application of their own standards of video review, which they promised to do for the other athletes that were out and then back in.
Yeah.
And then they picked and chose that the advanced judges course was the thing that was most important.
Which I feel like it's not. It's the advanced judges course is not the most important. The level 1 and level 2 is. And your judge had it.
Because the level 1, level 2 is, like, the $1,000 course, right? This is our big thing. And the judges course, too, is, like, how to judge. The advanced judges course is, like, how to judge in an in-person, like, outdoor competition. Like, it doesn't have anything to do with anything.
And the judge that missed it, like, he did it, like, immediately. Like, it took him, like, I don't know, 10 minutes, and he did it. So it's not really...
Right after we got the first email, an hour after when I, like, talked to him, or, like, when I found out he didn't have one. He did it, and like 5 minutes later, he sent me the certificate. I'm like, okay, of course
Right.
he could give 5 minutes. Is this important? Like 5 minutes later, I was like,
Right.
now he has it. Like he paid the money now. Like, and,
And I think it would have been different if there were no videos, there were no video review. Okay, that's
Mhm.
different. That's different. But your videos were clear. They were
Yeah.
some of the best out there. They had every opportunity to review it and make the exception for you. And what were there a couple other
There's
athletes,
two other,
masters,
right?
masters athletes?
two masters
Yeah,
athletes.
and I think, and if can I jump in?
Yeah, go
Yes,
for it.
please.
Yeah.
So I would just add that I think for me, this was the thing that was problematic because, Tayah is like a competitive athlete. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and you need to be a good, when you lose, you need to own it, have integrity, and keep on moving and keep on training, right? But it wasn't the case. So it wasn't that she didn't perform well, which might be still very upsetting. She would be sad, but you say, you know what, I need to work harder, or I need to find something else, and that's life. But it was not the case. Like she really did everything that she could. And honestly, I find like the changes every year, something else, so confusing. It's impossible, every time we print like a book to try to read and understand. And she was so responsible on it. And she was checking the credential and this and that. And I 7 times we checked everything. And, we had highlighting all the stuff and pause, like recording again if we were not certain. So I feel like she did everything that she could to be accountable. And I feel
Yeah.
that CrossFit completely lacks the same level of accountability. And she's a kid. She's not even a grown-up yet, an adult. And CrossFit's supposed to be a professional organization. And and I think the main thing is professional organization is to have this accountability. And, it's not just this case, we know what happened last year. So when you're not accountable, it's really dangerous when a
Yes.
professional sport is not accountable, right? So I think there is this lack of accountability, then to add the lack of transparency.
Yes.
So if something like this happen, who are you contacting? There is this one generic email. No one responds to you. We try to whatever to do just to make a case that seemed to be completely rational. To say, listen, she made a mistake. Still, the mistake. I think the punishment is completely harsh and not proportional.
Correct.
Because one judge was missing one tiny thing, and you disqualify all of her videos that are publicly available for judging. It just doesn't, like, this is such a harsh punishment, but okay, whatever. You punish everybody like that, okay. It is what it is, it's a mistake. But then for me, the last thing, like to seeing this thing saying, we're making an exemption that completely seems to kind of like align with what she had, but then actually not. So for me, and I'm outside of the CrossFit world, but I'm academic in my profession, so I know when a policy is being designed around specific case.
Yes.
So it was very clear. Okay, someone is making exception for some people here. And I know from the CrossFit again world, but then I understood, okay, so this is the Mayhem athlete. So they had a specific mistake there. So they're letting them in. So for me, this is the main thing. Like, why? Because we are not from a fancy gym and we're not in the US. And, we just a girl here on her own working her butt for like years to make it in. And now she's being punished while other folks are not. This is so for me, this was the fairness aspect of it. Like, how am I as her mother supposed to say, this is right? This is just not right.
It's
Right?
not right.
And then, so the last thing, and I'll shut up.
No, please don't. It's
For
fine.
me, really, those are the stuff that just made me so angry, because all the rest of it is like, whatever, this is life, whatever. But this lack of fairness, and the last piece of it is that she's a minor. And in all professional sports, you have certain consideration of minor. So this is wrong in general, but especially when someone under 18 is being told by people affiliated with CrossFit. They are professional level 1 to gym owners. And again, no personal thing here, but there is a difference in power and authority. And professional sport recognize it, that if there is a mistake of someone in authority who is an adult and it impacts minors, there is different standards. And those were not applied here. So she was punished for a mistake of grown-ups in position of authority that are affiliated with CrossFit. And instead of CrossFit taking accountability for this, she was kind of like thrown under the bus. So I find this infuriating, really.
And from a legal standpoint too, like in America, you can, and I'm sure it's the same in Canada, you cannot enter into an agreement or a contract or any sort of thing if you're under the age of 18. So to put the weight of a standard, of acknowledging that you've completed a standard or whatever is completely unenforceable from a
It's
legal
so much-
contractual basis as a minor. So there's that. And then just the fact that to echo what you said, that it was just picked and they just chose who they figured out an exception to make sure that the people that were covered and then ignored their own standard again.
They picked who they wanted to be at the games. That's what happened.
Which
They're
is so
okay.
weird because, like, why not Tayah then? I mean, I would pick you any day.
Any day of the
you're
week. I
like
feel like, yeah, Tayah gets-
CrossFit teen darling, even though that feels offensive. But you are like you're like the sunshine of the teen division.
Who wouldn't want you at the games? Like, let's be real.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
And we honestly, Tayah is really a good competitor and a good friend, and we are all like no hard feeling at all for the other people. I'm glad for them. I wouldn't want, I'm punishing other people, but this is just not fair. It's the principle of fairness here. Like either you keep all of them out or you invite all of them in.
Correct.
So at that level, I'm happy for they're also kids.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
happy that their dream is not taken away from them. But
They didn't want it to happen. It's not like they were out for
but
Right. And we're not saying that either.
we're not
the point of
blaming the
this
kids.
is not to be like who should here's the list of the people that's not what we're doing. We're bringing attention to the failure of CrossFit.
Yeah,
Exactly.
CrossFit messed up. Not
Because,
as
I mean,
teenagers.
To roll it down even a little bit further, had they done the video review process, which they apparently just quit when they got to the 16, 17-year-old girls, just ran out of time, decided they didn't need to review videos. Stella would have rolled in.
About it. We
Perhaps.
were like, if I was 30th, would I want to be in 30th if Tayah wasn't there? Like, would I want to take Tayah's spot? No. Like, I would rather be in 31st
Because
with
if Tayah
than
would have
be in
been
30th.
there, you would have been 31st. If they had,
Exactly.
there was no way that you could have gone.
Like, I wouldn't have earned my spot fairly, is what I'm trying to say.
You were a bubble athlete.
Yeah.
Bubble.
Well, also, the thing is, so Marley, she's my best friend, so, I don't care to say her name. She didn't get a single one of her videos reviewed. And she's a great mover. Marley, all her videos are great. But let's say this was someone else, and they also didn't get their videos reviewed, and they're not such a great mover, like you're saying. Then it's totally, not the importance of it. It's like, oh, they had their two judges. Oh, perfect, they're fine. But, half their reps could be not fine.
Yeah.
I feel like the CrossFit is what you should be worried about. Who is the fittest? But it doesn't seem like that's the goal anymore. It's no, who can get every major detail right? That's who's going to the games. Because I would think if it was a fitness test, let's look for the fitness, let's watch it. But even the teams later on that I saw that they just they're nope, no videos required. So it's now you're, I don't know, that it just doesn't make any sense really.
It really doesn't. And
Let's pivot. Oh, go ahead, Stella. Sorry.
they reviewed, they started to review, and then all this judging stuff happened. And I know one girl in our group got bumped, and then they stopped reviewing. Then they went to the 14-15, they reviewed, and they went to the
Because we saw
Masters,
the
they reviewed.
leaderboard going
We
like
saw
this,
the
'cause we
leaderboard
have a-
shift.
Stella has a teammate that was in the 14-15, so we were watching. the
Yeah,
shift.
we watched it. The 14-15 shifted a lot.
From
and then-
31 to 22, Amber went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is insane. And then they just skipped over the 16-17. And I'm like, there's some people who had some questionable reps. and they should have reviewed it, and they chose to look at this judging thing more than the actual reps, which is insane in my opinion, because this is CrossFit and you're going to judge based on how people move. And if you're not squatting full depth, if your chest isn't touching the floor on burpees all the time, like, it's an advantage.
No
So,
lockout on dumbbell
no
snatches
lockout, like, there's
whatsoever.
just-
Who needs them? It's faster if you don't lock out.
it's
Yeah,
just
this
like,
and this is, I think, again, it goes back to this question of professionalism and accountability, right? Because if this is professional organization, I'm thinking about other sports that are being governed by, and there is association. So it's not a money-making machine. It's about you have, or even if it is, because sports makes a lot of money, but you have to follow certain kind of professional guidelines. And I think in this case, it was just ridiculous. And the gap that is created between the stress and the amount of commitment from the athletes, and then the complete lack of it when it's come to the organization is just ridiculous. And I told Tayah, if you would have loved the sport so much, I would just be happy for you to move on to a different sport, because you just don't deserve it. You deserve to be treated as a professional athlete.
Oh,
And-
go
yeah.
ahead.
No, and the CrossFit, they're supposed to be those responsible organizations that look at their athletes and apply certain standards, because this is what you do it in sport. And if you don't do it, it's not a sport. Then it becomes just something else.
Right.
I feel like it's not hard to be professional when it comes to sports. I mean, I don't know what it's like, but I feel like it's not hard to be like, okay, like, let's look at this. We're going to put other people's scores back in, but maybe we should put Tayah back in. That seems pretty fair, right? Like,
Yeah.
let's not just leave 3 people out and put everyone back in.
Right. And I mean, part of the question that I look at, like, now that we're months and months down the road, is like, so Stella had a workout. And look, I don't want any part of this podcast to come off as sour grapes from us, Stella, because
Yes.
we're not sour grapes. We have news that we're going to talk about. We're not sour grapes about it. And Stella was a bubble athlete. Had she done better and been slightly
I
fitter,
think
she
just-
wouldn't have been on the bubble. She would have
I
made
just
the
think
games.
point
Like,
blank period, I was a
whatever.
bubble athlete. Like, those workouts were great for me. Like, I was a bubble athlete.
So it's not sour grapes. It's just by way of explanation. So,
Yes.
for example, on workout 4, Stella redid it on Sunday. She went slower, but her reps,
my
were,
reps
good.
were good.
We looked at her workout 4. She had a couple knees that didn't touch on the lunge and a couple questionable lockouts on dumbbell snatch. So she redid it and she submitted a slower score because we wanted to make sure the reps were good. It wasn't worth the 40. There was like a 40-second penalty, perhaps, like with a lunge, or your foot was on the line. Like, there was a couple bad reps. And so she submitted the slower score with the good reps. Had she submitted the bad video, it wouldn't have gotten reviewed and she would have made the games.
Yeah.
What it does is it creates an incentive to not have integrity. It means that you can cheat and hope for the best because no one's checking, even with your advanced judges scores. They're not checking. And also the video review process, I think there's a confusion that there are certain movements that the judge on the floor is more qualified to judge, I believe. But there are certain movements that are just blatantly missed. A foot on the line. You can see that in a video. You don't have to, you're not, so the video review process was an absolute joke, at least for the 16 to 17. I didn't really pay attention to the masters. We looked at the 14 and 15, but the incentive to not have integrity in this sport continues to grow, and at a young age, learning that this is the way it can be in sports is really gross and hard to watch. And that's what we experienced. I mean, Stella and I cried for you, Tayah. We were
so upset.
tears for you. Like, of all the people.
You're like, really? Like
this
really,
girl?
like her? Like Tayah, really? Out of everybody?
No. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was very grateful. I had a lot of people reach out, and everyone was very like I said, all the girls were super supportive and nice and stuff. So very appreciated. But yes, it sucks because nothing it just very much felt like we could do nothing, and we tried to do everything. We tried so hard, and I think for me it was, I couldn't even process it, because for me I was already on the high of I made the games, and I think we even booked our flights, and because that's how confident we were. like I've had anxiety about like all the like, games like making process before, which is why like my mom said like we highlighted everything, printed the papers. So I was like, I made it. Like I watched my videos probably 5 times each, looked at all the penalty lists. I was like, check, check, check. Like I was like, no stone left unturned. Like we're good. So I think like it took me probably like 2 months after the fact to like be like, oh, I'm not going to the games. Like it's not changing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like which sucks a lot. And I think Stella, like I kind of feel the same way as you is like training now. I love CrossFit and like that's why like I want to stick it through because I think like if I quit now just because I like I don't know, I'm like sour about it, then like I don't know, that would be like not fair to me, you know, like that would be
Yeah.
like letting them win because I love it and like I want to prove to myself that I love it enough to stick it through.
Mhm.
But it's not easy. Like there's been days where I could go to the gym and I cry and I leave the gym, you know, or like I just like I'm like, why am I like it's just hard. Or like you see the girls posting, it's like, oh my gosh, like am I gonna be able to watch the games this year? Like I want to watch all my friends kill it. Like I'm so happy for them. I'm so proud of the work they've put in. But like
You're
for
supposed to be
mental
there.
health, like oh my gosh, like that will kill me as well, you know? Like I booked a trip to India around then because I'm like, I need to be doing something else.
On the other side of the world.
I need to be like so focused about
With
not,
a
like,
good Wi-Fi connection,
Yeah.
so problem solved.
so I just like not very like I can hold it together, you know?
I mean, we had thought about going because I'd asked Stella, I was like, do you want to go and we can podcast from there? And we were like, yeah. And then Stella was like, I don't think I can.
I don't think
like,
I can do it.
Tayah's not there.
It's like, what am I
Like
gonna
what she said.
do?
Like, what am I going to do? Which is hard. And again, we're not trying to divide anyone. It's just, we're just talking about
I just have favorites,
hard
guys.
stuff. No.
Just have favorites.
Well, let's talk about World Fitness Project a little bit because I do like we went to when was that? May. What a cool organization.
Yeah.
I like kudos to Will Morad and that crew and
Very professional.
loved it. What about you, Tayah? What'd you think?
I really liked it. Yeah. Me and Bella had such a good time. I think it was well organized, like you guys said. The standards were good. I like the thing. They actually, I don't know if you noticed, they like strive to have like less standards, which was nice. Like on the GHG, they're like, you touch the ground on the bottom, touch the pad on the top, rep. So people could do whatever they want, which makes sense because you are doing, you know,
It's like the same
it's the
movement,
same.
you know,
And
no
I
matter
think
where your butt is.
Yes, and it was minimalist and like easy to follow, which I think makes more people follow it, right? And hopefully they like if they keep the same standards. But also yeah, they had I don't know, they were very clear. Everything was pretty organized. It was really cool watching the elites and stuff. I think the community division was cool and they've already taken feedback. Like, you know, we all said like, oh, we would love to be on the elite floor. And I think in the next tour they're like letting the masters and teens go on the elite floor for an event. So yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Stella,
agree.
what'd you think?
I really liked it. I just like it felt like correct. Like there wasn't any issues when it comes to movements or I mean like there was some confusion. Like we would get on the floor and like the people would brief it and be like, hey, we're gonna have a 95-pound barbell and we're like, oh no, it's like a 65. So there's slight confusion there, but it was the same weight that we all knew it was. The judging was good.
Do you
Yeah,
want to
I
tell
just-
everyone how you ended up with Alina real quick? Because I think that's such a funny story.
I did want to know that. I'm so curious.
What?
Alina, Stella was with this, like Stella's like Jack, and then Alina's like this like gymnastics queen, and they're like so their name was polar opposites. Like, it was so funny.
So we both were wanting to do World Fitness Project, but we couldn't find any partners for it. And then, you know, semifinals happened, and Alina was in 20th after the Open, right? And so she was like, I can make the games, I can make the games. And, you know, I was like, I think Alina can make the games. Like, yeah. And then she ended up in 40th at semifinals. So she was as devastated as I was. And I ended up texting her a week before World Fitness Project. And I'm like, do you want to be on a team at World Fitness Project? She's like, yeah. So we planned this thing out in maybe 6 hours.
Yeah, I
We
emailed
planned-
them because the registration was closed, and they let them in. They didn't have a T-shirt. They didn't
We
have
didn't have a
nameplates.
sign.
Like like nothing. They just rolled up in here. Here, I've got a photo to share. This is the body size difference.
Funny.
People thought it was Photoshop.
People
It's
thought it was
not.
photoshopped. That's the difference in size of these two. So, and like it was amazing because the standard said that the toes to bar were not synchro for that division. And they got there and they were like, no, they're synchro. And Alina and Stella were like, okay. And watching those two do synchro toes to bar, where Alina like had to visibly slow herself down to give Stella the time to get up there.
It was so hard.
I mean, Alina just kept. It was amazing. I was so proud of them. I mean, most of the other girls were, kind of well suited. They were more alike than the
But
polar
Alina had to
opposites.
slow herself down so much just so I can get my toes to the bar. And I was like, I'm trying so hard.
It was amazing. But anyway, y'all had a good time. And you got to know Alina, which was totally fun. It was
It
good.
was so fun.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about what your plans are for moving up, right? Your new division and
individual.
Yay!
Are you doing Wadapalooza? Are you still in the teens for Wadapalooza?
I haven't decided if I'm doing SoCal yet. I'm not sure. Wadapalooza, Miami. I do want to do. I don't know. I'm not very like competing in CrossFit right now. It's like not appealing to me. I feel like I don't want to just rush out there to like go out there because I've like probably like you like don't feel like I've had consistent training under my belt, especially now that I'm like focusing on weightlifting a bit. Like I don't know. I think I'm gonna need to like get back into CrossFit before I want to just go back out. But Miami is like a maybe, and then semifinals, hopefully. I don't know. I'm pretty realistic in the fact that like I do want to make the CrossFit Games in elite. That's still a goal. It's been a goal of mine for a while. Like I never had the goal of making the team games. I just made the team games, but like I have said like I want to make the elite games, and like I'm okay if that takes a few years. Like I know I'm not the strongest athlete, I'm not the biggest athlete. Like I'm okay if that takes a few years, but I want to stick it through. I want to make it next year. If I could make semifinals, I would be over the moon. I would be very happy. So that will be my goal. Hopefully, yes, that will happen.
And I think that for like as her mom, like I know that, and Meredith, I'm sure you know as well that because we are kind of like older than them, that that sometimes life is unfair and you need to keep on going and use those times also to reflect, because sometimes it's the time to stand up and keep on fighting, and sometimes it's the time to say, you know what, I'm going to make a change and move on to a different thing. But this process of how you react and what you do when things happen and sometimes it's not fair, makes you a stronger person. It's a cliche, but it's true, right? Because sometimes just it doesn't work the way you do, but how you react to it and what is your attitude and what do you cling to and when do you kind of like let go and and concentrate on what is important to you. This is what makes your life good or miserable life, basically, right? And I think for Tayah, I'm very proud of her. Like, it was a long grieving process, which I get because it was very hard, but she pulled herself together and she knows what she wants and she has a plan, and I know that in 20 years this will be just one experience out of many, so
right. And that's what Stella and I've talked about too. I've said it many times, like it's important and it matters that you have these athletic experiences and they're amazing goals, but when you're in your 40s it'll just be like a blip on the radar because there'll have been so many other things that have happened in life. And not to downplay any of the experiences now, but life really does go on and you make different choices. And so
I agree. I learned to like change it because like for me at first, like whenever I'd be doing like a workout, I'd be like, wait, because whenever I work out, I'm like, pretend you're at the games, pretend you're like at the games. And so I'd be like going hard on the bike and I'm like, but I'm not going to the games. It's like, okay, eventually you find something else. You're like, okay, like do this to get better. You know what I mean? Like it's not all done, but it just takes a little bit of time to like, I think, realize.
Recalibrate.
Yeah. I mean, because it's such a big thing. Like that happened to you. It's such a big thing, and only you and two other people know what that feels like. And I can't really imagine just like going when the leaderboard comes out and you're sitting in 12th and then it just gets taken from you. Like, I can't imagine. I mean, me and Meredith, we were like hurting for you so bad, bro.
We were
just
like, ready to
"Ugh."
burn it all down. We're like,
We
what
were
can
gonna
we light
burn it.
on fire? We ride it on.
You guys want to hear my revenge plan? Okay, so there's person who like works. Okay, nothing against them because they just work for CrossFit. They're like a communicator, but they email it and they're like, you know, this is gonna make you such a better athlete. It's gonna light a fire up your bum. And my plan: I'm gonna make it to the CrossFit Games. Eventually, I'm gonna make it back to the elite division. I'm gonna be like, you lit no fire under my bum. I lit it myself. This is my plan. It's gonna be great.
Exactly.
Or be like the Hunger Games. You have like a fire dress. You're like, here's my fire. Oh, well, Stella, do you want to, is there anything else you want to ask Tayah? And do you want to tell the world why we invited Tayah for this special episode?
Sure. So basically, I just invited Tayah on here, first of all, because she was the only one that I really wanted to talk to first on the podcast after semifinals. And, you know, since it's been quite a few months since semifinals, I've started rowing and on the water, just so people know. And I really love it. And I'm pretty good at it. There's still like a lot I need to learn. And basically my focus now is on rowing. And, you know, the more time I take away from the gym, the more I realize that I don't really miss it, which is crazy because like people kind of knew me as the girl who loved CrossFit with her whole heart. But, you know, now I will always love it. Just I think competing right now is not something I really, you know, I'm excited for. So I will not be competing this next year in CrossFit. And I will be rowing now. Yay!
Row your boat.
Row your boat, guys.
Well, how did you come to that decision? I mean, I can give my perspective as a parent, but do you want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, so like since semifinals, I've been kind of not letting myself feel the emotions of not making the games. I've been kind of like delusional about it, like, yeah, you know, like whatever, I'll just move on. And, you know, I would go into the gym. I would have some really high training days. Like I would be excited about it. And then I would have really low lows. And it was never like that for me. And then, you know, went to World Fitness Project, had fun, but not as much fun as I normally have on the floor. And then the big change was when I went to Atlantic Coast Classic down in Daytona Beach, Florida. And
that was what,
that was
3
my
weeks
first
ago?
individual comp since semifinals. Yeah, 3 weeks ago. And I walk out on the floor for the first event and I dreaded it. I was like, I do not want to be here. I was like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to compete. Like, I might puke and I might throw up. Like, this does not sound like any fun right now. And I felt like that for every event. And so,
and
after
from
that,
a parent standpoint, like I didn't tell Stella this until she made her decision to move on from CrossFit this year. But that first event, she walked out on the floor and she was mid workout and she looked at me, which she never does. She made eye contact with me and like made this face, and it was like, I can't explain it, but I thought, oh, she's done.
Yeah. Like I have one of like 5 faces that I make
at me.
It's be like, I'm annoyed at you, Meredith. Stop looking at me. Or, hey, like,
I'm killing it.
Like, I'm doing great. Like, it was a whole new face that I made. And
yeah. And I was like, oh, I think she's done. Not done with this competition. Not done. Like, done. She just, it was like the light just went out. And we were talking about it on the porch, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. And when I explained that to her, like she got tears in her eyes and she was like, yeah, it just makes a lot of sense. But anyway, you know, CrossFit will be there.
Yeah.
It will be there. Collegiate rowing and the chance to do that may not. Or it definitely won't, because eventually you won't be in high school anymore. Hopefully not. So anyway, that's your, so Tayah's the goodbye episode, because we don't, I mean, we could still interview CrossFit athletes, but we don't want to.
No, not really.
We don't want to right now.
Love you all. But for the last episode, so it's good.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you, Stella, though. It sounds like, you know, like when I quit gymnastics, it was because I remember like my mom made me stick out the entire season like you did. Like you all the way to like the games, you gave your best effort, and then you like reflected, like my mom said. And like I think when I left gymnastics, I was like, I don't enjoy going to practice anymore. Like I'm not looking forward to it. And like why do something if like you don't love it? Like it doesn't.
Exactly.
Well, and
That
part
was-
of like rowing and cross, she really had to make a choice because
Big
if she
choice.
wanted, because they recruit for college junior year, which will be this spring, which overlaps completely with the CrossFit season.
Mhm.
She couldn't be in a lead boat if she's not there for 6 days a week of practice. Like she had to make a choice, you know, and to try and do CrossFit halfway or rowing halfway is going to just result in both being
Yeah.
halfway. And so that was part of it too. Like she really did have to choose
Mhm.
if she wanted to be good at either.
And I think that's such a hard choice. Like that's so like I'm really proud of you just because I know like you've been like a CrossFit kid since so young, you
Yeah.
know? And like I think that's cool that you can like separate that and not make that who you are and like be okay changing to like something
Yeah.
else. Like that's scary, but I think it's gonna be very exciting.
It's very exciting. And I just think if I don't take this chance that is right in front of me, I'm going to regret it in 20 years from now. Be like, because I might have a chance to go to college for rowing. Like, that's exciting. Like, it's just
So cool.
to do something new when you've been doing the same thing for 8 years. It's very refreshing. And I think part of it is I kind of made CrossFit my whole personality for the 8 years. Like I didn't mean to, but it was my everything and I shouldn't have made that. So if anyone's listening and you are starting to make it your everything, don't do that because then it's just gonna bite you in the ass, man, because it's not.
It's hard not to though. I mean,
Yeah.
you love it.
You love it. That's it.
I mean, if you were sitting here this time last year, I think it was Fisa Coffee. You were on the, we interviewed her and she was like, you should do college rowing. And you were like,
I was like, no.
that Fisa Coffee, she's crazy.
Like, she's
Why would
crazy.
I
Why
do
would she
that?
say
I love
that?
CrossFit. we got to write Fia an apology letter.
Sorry I acted that way, but you were right.
Well, Taya, what do you want anyone listening to know about your experience in the CrossFit teens and some of your wisdom since you're one of the elder athletes now?
You're an elder now.
An elder.
I think my first year at games, as it was a great experience, but I can't remember much of it. Like I remember that like a few moments on the floor that I was in like distress. I can't remember much like moments where I was like, oh my God, I'm at the games, you know? Like but my second year I really was like, I want this to be fun. I knew I also wasn't going for like to win. It was more like, okay, I'm aged up. I focused on having fun. And I made so many friends that year. I like can tell you so many moments where like there were workouts I came like 25th in and I was so proud of myself, you know, like at lifting events. And I think like that whole games year, like I had just so much more fun and like a better attitude. Not to say I was happy with everything, but like I don't know. When I think about that, I was like, it was like so cool, even if it wasn't in Madison with the elites, just because like I made it better in my head. So I think just don't like, I mean, obviously go to win, like go to push hard, but at the end of the day, like remember that like it's like such a special opportunity that goes by so fast. So like try to find some like positive things that you can look back at.
Yeah, just have fun. I mean, I know from my experience too, like the games last year were so fun because I made it fun. So if you just like have fun, it's gonna be fun. Like for the girls going this year and the guys going, like enjoy every moment. Like when you're out on the floor, take a look around, but be locked in, of course. But take a look around, see your family in the stands, see other families. Like just take in every little moment you can because that's what makes it really special.
Yes, and you can do both. Like I think some people
Yeah.
think like, oh, like if I'm like friendly, like I won't be able to win. Like no, like
No.
especially the teen division, like you always say, and it's so true. Like on the floor we're competitors, but off the floor we're friends, and it's like I want the best for you off the floor, and on the floor I want to beat you, and like that's the best. Like that's how it should be.
Mhm.
Yeah, for
Oh.
sure.
Yeah.
Well, Taya, we love you. We're sorry
you
that
lots.
you got dealt a really, really crappy hand this season. But maybe there's a window. Door shuts, window opens.
Yeah.
And it's India.
Yay!
Woo!
And we'll be rooting for you. Yes.
Well,
No, but it's like, it's like she's playing it a bit down, but it's, it's the
It's
common.
huge.
Yeah,
It's
and
huge.
so it's going with a delegation of Canadian athletes, and it's like all level, junior, senior. So I think it's going to be like amazing
gosh.
It
experience.
will be.
It'll be
That's so
super fun.
cool.
Yeah.
It's
So
huge.
cool.
Next stop, Olympics. You know, whatever. It's fine.
Yay. Anyways.
Alrighty.
Thank you guys for having us on, and we're very honored to be your last
Yeah, and
episode.
Good luck, Stella. You'll be
Thank you.
You have my number, so you better keep me updated on all
Girl, duh.
King of the jungle, heart of a lion. 4, 3, 2, 1. Watch out, here I come. This is my time.